Hi everybody, welcome back to Movie Related. Well, this episode, we like this little series now we're trying to do called what some would call chick flicks.
So derogatory.
Yeah. I know, but it is movies more aimed to the female audience. Because there's movies that are aimed at the male audience, and there are definitely movies aimed to the female audience. So we're going to check it out. 3 guys.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? It must be good. And the first one we're going to do, is this the first one?
Yeah.
I don't remember another one. So yeah.
Well, no, Thunder Force.
Good. That was aimed at no audience. So yeah, our first one we're going to do, Reese Witherspoon in Legally Blonde. All right, Paul, Legally Blonde, Reese Witherspoon, give us a rundown.
20 years ago in 2001, Reese Witherspoon plays Elle Woods.
Yeah.
And you would think of her crew as these California wealthy...
A valley girl.
Yeah, like all into fashion and girly stuff. And
Think Clueless.
Yeah, same
Yeah.
sort of thing.
and she's getting ready for a proposal from her fiance, who's another rich guy, good looking, and she's getting all prepared, and he lets her down. Says, sorry, you're not exactly what I need for my future because I have a family history of senators and stuff like that. I need somebody more serious.
So basically, he has to marry the last name, right?
Yeah, Harvard girl.
Into the family.
You know, because he's going to Harvard. He needs to marry a Harvard girl.
Right.
And so she says, well, I'll just show him and I'll go to Harvard and then I'll be good enough for him.
Right.
And so she does her studying. She gets into Harvard Law School and
That's the movie.
hijinks ensue.
Hijinks ensue. Now, this movie does not take itself too seriously,
Which is good.
which is the right way to go for this. I mean, she has a little chihuahua. It's the typical, she carries it around in her purse.
Paris Hilton dog.
The Paris Hilton dog, and she dresses like Paris Hilton, all in pink and stuff like that. It's definitely a montage, not a montage, a homage to that. The dog's name is Bruiser, but she goes to law school, and something happens that she's just there to get him. That's her whole reason for being there.
But then her focus changes.
Then her focus changes when he says, still doesn't find her acceptable.
Yeah.
And she says, she changes her mind, and now she's going to become the law student. And we've already seen that she's not a dumb person. She's just not focused on anything. She's intelligent. She remembers things. She can debate. We saw that in this clothing
right?
episode in Beverly Hills. So now she's becoming the law student. There's a murder trial. Her professor needs associates. They take first years, and she and her ex-boyfriend, his current girlfriend, and her soon-to-be next love interest, Luke Wilson.
Right.
It all part of the team, and hijinks ensue. But what did you think? Were you entertained in this movie?
Me first?
You first.
Remember when we reviewed Nobody and I said I almost put it on my list of perfect movies?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm putting this on my list of perfect movies.
What?
Oof.
This, Back to the Future, perfect movie. This, I believe, the perfect movie.
Even the bend and snap?
That was funny. Well, they had the little, like the 2 minutes after that where everybody's doing it.
Went a little too long?
A little bit.
Yeah.
But I loved all the side characters. I loved how dopey she was, but yet still capable and confident.
And Stifler's mom.
Stifler's mom was awesome. I just liked everything about this movie.
Wow.
I did not dislike it. Like, I wouldn't say, yeah, you know what? This is a movie that if I'm switching the channels and that's on, I'm sticking on the channel and I'm watching this movie. That's not one of those movies for me. But I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. More a movie that was, you know, basically targeted towards women and that's who would relate to this movie. I found myself enjoying the movie. Like, it was well done. It's not like the movies that are targeted towards women now that the woman is automatically perfect, has no flaws, and is
Empowered.
and is empowered, and basically movies that are written with an agenda. this was not that, and this is what those movies need to return to.
You mean entertaining?
Entertaining.
It was entertaining without a social message.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it allowed the actors and the writers to do comedy. You know, they played on stereotypes. They made fun of the third wave feminist. You know, you can't do that these days.
Yep.
You know, comedy that made you laugh.
Yeah.
And that's a rare thing now, I think.
It is. Yes, it absolutely is.
Yeah. I'll agree. I'll be completely frank and honest with you. I've seen this movie many times. Many times.
This is Don's go-to date night movie.
No, actually no. But it is a guilty pleasure one kind of movie for me where, you know what? I'm bored, I'm flicking through Netflix and I see and I'll have it playing in the background or I'll watch it because it's just fun. It doesn't do stupidity humor. You know, the fart jokes and the vomiting jokes and stuff like that, the gross humor, all of it. It's just lighthearted. She's an innocent person who comes into her own at the end of the movie, and it's not driven to be a social thing. Look how powerful I am. No, she's smart and she accomplishes something when she sets her mind to it.
And it wasn't an outrageous thing where, oh, well, we have to make her a competent lawyer, so suddenly she's going to know everything about law and be able to outlaw everybody, right? No. She wins because she was astute enough to draw from her own past experiences.
Right.
And that's believable.
Yes.
And even when she's starting to become, I'm serious, I'm going to take law, she didn't automatically start answering every question perfectly. You saw her thinking about it like this and reasoning in her head, and then she started to speak, as opposed to, oh, I don't agree with him because of this, and this. She went to, well, he makes a good point, but, and then she goes, like, she reasons it out. You can see her reasoning it out. It wasn't just, she knew it.
And looks at things with a slightly different perspective than maybe somebody else would.
Yeah.
And what I really enjoyed is that she was such an earnest, good person.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't judge anybody.
No.
Even she's a lawyer and she's in law, but she didn't judge anybody. She was nice to everybody. She had no preconceptions about people. Even when she was wronged, she would still accept them back into her life and get past it. You know, behave as if nothing has happened.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and it goes to, like, in her first class, when the teacher asked, would you rather represent a criminal that is this way or a criminal that is this way? And she's like, well, I'd rather represent somebody who's innocent. Right? So it's just that kind of thinking.
Yeah, and I even like the progression of the new boyfriend's girlfriend, Selma.
Yeah. I've seen her in different things.
Yeah, she was in Charlie Sheen's new thing. She was in. It'll come to me later, and I'll kick myself.
Well, it's too late now.
I'm gonna have to pause this. So after the pause, it's Cruel Intentions I was thinking of. But even her character doesn't like her at the beginning. Obviously, she's jealous of the ex-girlfriend and the pretty blonde girl, and her character changes over time and still makes mistakes and judgmental near the end, but realizes she's wrong.
There was that transition. I thought it happened a little bit quickly because there was not the one thing that kind of said, oh, maybe my mind is being changed so that I could be more friendly to her. It just kind of happened as she was being mistreated by her professor.
Well, Selma's character was being mistreated.
Yeah, like get me a coffee instead of giving her her due, her faith in like the blonde was getting.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But there you go. All right. Legally Blonde. What would you give it?
Well, I call it the perfect. I'm going to give it a 10.
It's an 8.
I'm giving it an 8. Again, obviously, I will see this in the future because I've seen it since it's come out a few times. It's a very easy to watch movie. You don't have to think hard on it. It's not trying to preach anything to you. And there's fun in it for both men and women. And that's all you can ask for, especially in a romantic comedy. And there was funny parts, and I every time the bend and snap thing comes on, I cringe.
That's cringy.
Because I don't like that part, but everything else,
I mean, it was a 10 until that.
yeah, that dropped it down. It went on too long, first of all, because I was liking what was going on in the nail salon and the hairdresser before that, with the UPS guy and all that, and her nervousness and and then the bend. Yeah.
If you want a movie that's about supportive sisterhood, this is the movie.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Because all the women support each other.
And even the guys are pretty. There's some bad guys in it who are just dumb people, obviously, but there are Luke Wilson's character is very supportive. He's cheering her on all the way.
And that other guy got her a book, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, good point.
She stuck up for him too. He was a nice guy.
That's good.
He's just a shy guy. They're just making fun
Okay,
of
if
it.
you're into brotherhood movies,
Watch Nobody. If you wanted a half decent comedy, you're wondering what to watch, and you haven't seen Legally Blonde, definitely give it a check. It's worthwhile to watch. Don't watch Legally Blonde 2. It's not. But Legally Blonde 1 was quite well done.
it holds up today.
And Legally Blonde 3 coming out in 2022.
Although we've been waiting for that literally 6 years now. It's been in process, so we don't know what's happening. We'll see. But let us know in the comment. Have you seen Legally Blonde? Would you say it's a perfect movie? Or would you say it's just very fun and entertaining? Or did you hate it? Some people probably hate this. Who knows? We'll find out in the comments down below. And until next time, we'll see you on the channel.